A binomial distribution is a discrete probability distribution that is characterized by four main features. A binomial distribution must have a fixed number of trials or a fixed n, have only two possible outcomes, success or failure, keep the same probability of success for every trial, and the variable x must count the successes. For the purposes of binomial distribution, we use the variable p to represent the probability of successes, the variable q to represent the probability of failures, and variable x to represent the number of successes we are looking at. The formula is as follows. The probability of x is equal to n combination x times p to the x times q to the n minus x, where n is equal to the total number of trials, x is the value we are computing, p is the probability of success, and q is the probability of failure. For example, let's say that the probability of passing your driver's license test the first time taken is 0.75. What is the probability that exactly 2 out of 3 students will pass their test the first time they take it? In this example, n is equal to the number of students, 3, p is equal to 0.75, q is equal to 0.25, and x is equal to 2. Simply plug in these data values to the binomial distribution formula and compute. So p of x equals 2 is 3 combination 2, 0.75 to the second power, 0.25 to the first power. After these calculations, we find that the probability of 2 students passing their driver's license test on their first try is equal to 0.422.
Now, if the same question were to ask what the probability of more than one student passing the exam on the first try was, we would need to calculate the probability of 2 students and 3 students passing and add the sums together. So for 2 students passing, the formula is 3 combination 2, 0.75 to the second power, 0.25 to the first power. And for 3 students passing, it's 3 combination 3, 0.75 to the third power, and 0.25 to the 0 power. Add the sums, which are 0.422 and 0.422 together, to get a total of 0.844. Thus, the probability of more than one student passing the driving test on their first try is equal to 0.844. If the question had asked what the probability of one or more students passing on the first try would be, we would have to add together the individual probabilities of 1 student, 2 students, and 3 students passing. So for 1 student passing, it's 3 combination 1 times 0.75 to the first power times 0.25 to the second power, added to the 2 students passing, which is 3 combination 2 times 0.25 to the second power times 0.25 to the first power, added to the 3 students passing, which is 3 combination 3 times 0.75 to the third power times 0.25 to the 0 power. So we add together the totals, which would be 0.141, 0.422, and 0.422, and we arrive at a 0.905 probability that 1 or more students will pass the driver's license test on their first try. When x equals an exact value, you can use the binom PDF to calculate it. Simply go to second vars and scroll down to binom PDF and hit enter. From there, input the given information into this format, n, p, x. So for the previous example, 3, 0.75, 2, for x equaling exactly 2 students, and hit enter. You can also use the binom CDF to determine the probability. Hit second vars, scroll down to binom CDF, and use the same input of n, p, x, except the x value that you put in should be 1 less than the x. So in the example where we had to find the probability of 1 or more students passing on the first try, we would input 3, 0.75, 0. Again, hit enter. But we have to subtract this answer from 1 because we want the complement of that value, and all probability equals 1. This answer is now the probability of 1 or more students passing on their first try.
And now you know how to use the binomial distribution to solve any problem.